Dear students, in this video module, we are going to understand the concept of reported speech. Now, any conversation can be done in two ways. Either it can be done in direct speech or in indirect speech. Alright, now what is the difference between these two? Now, the difference is in direct speech, we employ the exact words spoken by the spokesperson. Suppose if somebody says, he said, I am busy now. That means these are the exact words which have been employed by the person who spoke these words in reality. So, this approach or this type of approach is known as direct speech. Alright, point to be noted once again that we are placing the exact words spoken by the core person. So, it will be written in this way, he said. That means the person who actually spoke these words will be addressed while the sentence will be asserted. He said. Now, I am busy now. Alright, so this portion we are writing in inverted commas. Fair enough? Now, the portion which is written inside these inverted commas, this part is known as reported speech. By the way, the portion which is written outside this part is known as reporting speech. So as a whole, whenever a sentence is written in direct speech, that must have two parts. It must have a reporting speech, the part which is written outside these inverted commas, and the part which is mentioned in this inverted comma will be known as a reported speech. Now, whenever any sentence goes from direct to indirect, okay, yeah, let me tell you, this portion may come in your transformation of sentences. So pay your utmost heed. I want your undivided concentration on my words. Okay. So what I was saying that whenever any sentence goes from direct to indirect, it will experience these three types of changes. Okay. Number one, change in tenses. Number two, change in words showing nearness. And number three, change in subjects. So with the help of this reference and some more examples, we will be discussing about those changes which will transpire whenever the sentence will go from direct to indirect. Okay, change in tenses, change in subjects, and change in words showing nearness. Now, first of all, let's see about change in tenses. Now, what's happening in the sentence? He said. Now, what are we noticing that this reporting speech has a verb, a reporting verb. So, this verb is written in which tense? In past tense. This is in past tense. Fair enough? Alright. Because it is the second form of the verb. And that shows that this is actually written in past tense. Now, if we happen to find that this reporting verb is in past tense, then only we will have to introduce the changes in context of the tense which is mentioned inside the reported speech. If this would have been present tense or future tense, then there would be no need to change tenses of reported speech. Now, since this portion has been written or had been spoken in past tense, that's why we have to introduce the changes in tenses in reported speech. Now, it becomes, he said. Now, we are replacing these inverted commas with a conjunction. That a conjunction is a word which is responsible for connecting two words, two letters, two clauses, two phrases, a clause or a phrase. So what is happening? This inverted comma and this one is being replaced with the help of a conjunction that. He said that. Now, I becomes what? He. I becomes he, and am becomes was. Why? Because we have to make changes. So the present tense is becoming past. So this am has become was. This am has become was. I am busy now. Busy, which is the complementary word of the subject I, here becomes busy as it is. But what are we doing? We are changing this auxiliary from am to was. Now becomes then. This now becomes then. Here I would like to tell you that how have we done the change in context of the subject. Here the subject was the first person. It's I. I. So here let's remember this type of a technique called SON 1, 2, 3. Okay, that means subject, O for object, and N for no change. Now look at this very carefully, the reported speech. Now this part is this word which is the subject of the sentence is written as a first person. So the first person will change according to the subject of the reporting verb. Here the reporting verb has a subject he. So I becomes he. That's why I has been replaced by a new pronoun he. Alright. Now already we have come to know if there will be a past tense, then we will have to introduce the changes in the tense of the reported speech also. The same thing exactly has been done over here. Now, okay, so two changes we have done. Subject has been changed. Subject has been changed. The tense has been changed. Now, the words are nearness. What's happening? This now becomes then. So, it's quite simple. So, the sentence, that speech will have to go through all these three type of changes so that it can become into our indirect speech successfully. Fine? Fair enough? So with the help of this method, you can also solve such type of problems very easily. Let's take a pause. Here we have another example. Now what's happening? That the teacher said to Mahesh, you are my student. Okay, now this sentence is written in direct speech. Okay, direct speech. We have to make the sentence into indirect. So fair enough. The teacher said. Now the word said to will be replaced by told. Mahesh remains as it is. So that's the subject and that's the object. The subject is the teacher, whereas this word Mahesh is working as an object. And now we are placing the conjunction that over here, and we have to make the changes in the subject as well as in the tense also. Now you. So again we write the same formula SON 1, 2, 3. The you. This is the second person. Second person. That changes according to the object. Object is Mahesh, and Mahesh is masculine gender, it's he. Alright. So the teacher said to had already been replaced by the word told. The teacher told Mahesh. We are removing these inverted commas and instead we are writing the conjunction that. So the teacher told Mahesh that now you has become he, and how it has become we have already come to know that also he. Now this R has to be changed into past tense according to the compatibility of this new subject. So it's he over here. We cannot make it were because it's he over here which will show its compatibility with the auxiliary was. So he was. We cannot say were because we have the subject he over here. So he was. He was. Now this my becomes his student as it is. So the new sentence is the teacher told Mahesh that he was his student. Now let us look that what are the changes which have occurred in this sentence. It is quite simple. As I told you already, said to becomes told, and replacing the inverted comma we have to put a conjunction that, and then what happens, the pronouns have been changed. It is you has become he and my has become his. Okay, because what we are doing, we are abiding by this simple technique. Son, subject, object, no change. First person, second person, third person. Already how to use it. Okay, recently I just told you, so you can go back to the video and you can have a look for that. Now the verb are, it is the be form of the verb are has been changed to was. Why? Because it has to be compatible according to the usage of the subject. Now with the help of this simple method, you can also practice that and direct and you can procure good marks. Take care.